For those of you guys that would like to see another example of factoring by grouping, I'm doing the second whiteboard practice problem on your guided notes. It's x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2. So remember, our first step is we want to group the terms together that have a common factor and then factor each group. So I see the first three of my terms all have a factor x, but the 2 doesn't. So I want to take a look at the 2 and see if there's another term in there that has something that I can factor with 2. And I take a look at the 2x. So what I want to do is I want to pair the x squared plus the x together, plus I'm going to pair the 2x and the 2 together. So all I've done is I've rewritten my polynomial, but I've paired up x squared plus x plus, and then I've paired up the 2x plus 2. So I'm going to look at each pair one at a time. So if I look at the first one, the x squared plus x, I want to factor that. So the greatest common factor of x squared plus x is just x. So I put x on the outside of my parentheses, and I'm going to factor out an x from inside above. So x squared divided by x leaves me with just an x, plus x divided by x is just 1. So x squared plus x can be factored into x times x plus 1. Now if I look at my second pair here, the 2x plus 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to factor it. Looking at their greatest common factor is just 2. So for inside my parentheses, I have 2x divided by 2, which is just going to leave me with x, plus 2 divided by 2 leaves me with 1. Now see how both x and 2 are being multiplied by x plus 1. On your notes, I wrote down the distributive property, where if you have two things being multiplied by the same thing, so we have a and b both being multiplied by x, the distributive property says we can rewrite that as a plus b times x. So that's what we're going to do with our terms above. Since they're both being multiplied by x plus 1, since x and 2 are being multiplied by x plus 1, we can combine the two. So x plus 2. We're going to make that a binomial, and they were both being multiplied by x plus 1. So there we factored our 4 terms into 2 binomials, x plus 2 times x plus 1. And if you want to check and see if that works out, then you can use FOIL. Remember FOIL, first, outside, inside, last, tells us how to multiply 2 binomials. So if we were to FOIL this, we'd have our first terms are x times x, so x squared, plus our outside is 1 times x, so plus x. Our inside is plus 2 times x. And our last is 2 times 1. So we have x squared plus x plus 2x plus 2. And if we look above, that's exactly what we started with. So our answer for factoring is to get these 2 binomials, x plus 2 times x plus 1.